Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
Extremely high winds pounded parts of the Northern Valley, leaving a path of heavy damage as it passed. Many of you heard the howling winds and the crashing thunder throughout the early portions of the day. These bleachers at Stouse Park in East Grand Forks were lifted from the ground. A crew called in to safely pull them down from the backstop netting. Some big trees came down on UND's campus, one putting a pretty good-sized dent in a car hood. Power outages were also a problem. Xcel Energy saying they're working to get about 1,500 customers power back by this evening. Meanwhile, in the Southern Valley, we're getting set for our own round 2 of severe weather tonight. So let's go right to Robert for the very latest. Robert, where's all this at?
Yeah, most of the activity is well to the south or well to the north. Northern Minnesota had a couple of severe storms earlier this afternoon, and now more strong and severe storms are developing off toward the south. And most of the region in a risk for severe storms. A brand new severe thunderstorm watch, that big blue box you see there, that goes until 1 a.m. So the risk for severe storms will continue through the rest of the evening and into tonight. I mentioned those storms in northern Minnesota, and there they are. They continue to move off toward the north. Not severe, but you can still see some small hail and some gusty winds with those storms as they make their way off toward the north and northeast. Steadier rain off toward the west as you get on over towards the Grafton, Newfold, and the Grand Forks, Crookston area. And then off toward the south, that's where we've got the big-time storms. Several severe thunderstorm warnings in portions of South Dakota. A tornado warning over in west central Minnesota. All these storms moving off towards the north and northeast, and a tornado watch in effect for northeastern South Dakota for the rest of the evening. We do have our storm chaser, Eric Whitehill, down in that area, and he continues to monitor things, and we'll continue to watch things from here as well. As we head through the rest of the evening, it's not as warm up off toward the north, but it's still very juicy. Plenty of fuel for those storms as we head through the rest of the evening, and it's kind of windy out there as well. Easterly to southeasterly winds transporting in lots of moisture. Still a very pronounced risk of severe storms, an enhanced risk for the southern half of the valley, slight risk for much of the rest of the region. And as mentioned, that tornado watch to the south and a severe thunderstorm watch, a brand new one for much of eastern North Dakota and northwest Minnesota. That goes all the way until 1 a.m. We will continue to monitor things here in the Weather Center, but right now, no warnings other than a severe thunderstorm warning for extreme southern valley down in Brown County. But we'll update things as we need to.
Keep us posted. Thanks.
You got it.
And if you want to keep up with the latest weather conditions where you live, download the Valley News Live Storm Team weather app. You'll get the latest forecasts, conditions, even follow the radar live. Just search VNL Weather in the App Store and download it for free. It's been a year and a half since authorities rushed to Gordy's Travel Plaza in Mapleton, North Dakota. A man was accused of forcing a female employee into the women's restroom and then raping her. This case has still not been resolved. Valley News Team's immigration and relocation reporter Bradford Eric walks us back through the case, asking what's taking so long.
Customers quickly called 911 that chilly December morning, hearing pleas for help from the woman forced into the bathroom by Abdul Rahman Ali.
So it's just shocking. I mean, you get to know every customer that comes in here.
It's not tourism. We are Muslim. I'm so glad we are Muslim, but all Muslim is not very bad, you know.
Days later, his family tells us Ali is a sick man in the U.S. for several years before this incident. We started investigating Ali's status in the country. Was he a citizen or did he have a green card? Immigration and Customs Enforcement told us they can't release that information because it's protected under federal law.
Translate what I say to him and translate what he says back to me.
Issues have plagued this case almost since the beginning, however. Ali originally refused to come out of his jail cell for his arraignment, backing up the process. Ali then changed attorneys last June, and another court proceeding was rescheduled from last November all the way to the end of February. Additionally, interpreters have been used numerous times too. Ali saying through the interpreter he does not understand the charges, his rights, or details of what he is accused of. However, another document spelling out details both the state and Ali's attorney agree to includes a section wherein several days after the alleged crime, Ali was talking to a female deputy at the Cass County Jail. He yelled obscenities at the woman, said he would kill her, and said he would do to her what he did at the gas station. Mike?
Ali's trial is set to begin tomorrow at 9 a.m. A Fargo police officer pleaded not guilty today to 2 charges of domestic assault and disorderly conduct. 34-year-old Jeremiah Ferris was arrested at a Moorhead home. Investigators say that he and his girlfriend got into a physical fight over allegations of cheating. Court documents say Ferris and his girlfriend were both drunk. Ferris tried to grab the victim's phone, eventually pushed her to the ground, and caused swelling to her left elbow and knee. Fargo Police Chief David Todd apologized this morning to the community, to Moorhead Police, the victim, and the U.S. Canine event being hosted by the department.
Police officers are people you're supposed to be able to trust and turn to when you are in fear. I hope we can re-earn that trust with you and assist you in any way possible.
Ferris has been placed on administrative leave, and the police department is determining what to do with his canine partner, Bali. A Moorhead man was charged today in district court after he was accused of sexually assaulting a child. 46-year-old Salahuddin Hamad had been charged with 3 counts of first-degree criminal sexual conduct, 2 counts of attempted first-degree criminal sexual conduct, and 1 count of malicious punishment of a child. Court documents say that Salahuddin tried to force the girl to engage in oral and anal sex with him. To read the full report on this case, head to valleynewslive.com and click on this story. Still no charges for the 18-year-old being held in the northern part of the valley. Sam Bjornstedt was arrested Sunday night after a domestic incident, and he's being held in Cando on preliminary attempted murder charges. Today, Towner courthouse officials said the incident is still under investigation. Cash bond was set at $100,000. He remains in the custody of the Lake Region Correctional Center in Devils Lake as of this afternoon. A new report from the Department of Justice District of North Dakota is showing just how serious the opioid problem is in our area. 37 people have been charged or sentenced with heroin or fentanyl-related crimes in North Dakota in the last 2 years alone. Another 13 defendants are awaiting trial for federal opiate-related charges this summer and fall. A U.S. attorney says that more fentanyl-related cases have been prosecuted over the past 2 years than the previous 10 years combined. They expect that this is due to more aggressive approach from law enforcement, not just those using the drug. A representative of the Drug Enforcement Administration says that targeting dealers is an important part of their plan to attack this issue. Minnesota lawmakers have filed a lawsuit against Governor Mark Dayton following a threat to shut down the state legislature. It's in response to Dayton vetoing legislative funding after he says Republicans forced him into signing a controversial tax bill. The governor's shutdown threat could mean the largest mass layoff in Minnesota since 2015. That could include up to 230 regular Minnesota House employees and 204 Senate staffers. The money runs out July 1st. The governor is calling for a special session do-over. Republican leaders in the House and Senate say the governor's veto of their funding is unconstitutional. More than 2,000 were ticketed during the latest Click It or Ticket campaign in North Dakota. Stepped-up efforts ran from May 22nd through June 4th. A total of 2,666 citations were handed out. 961 were citations for failure to wear a seatbelt. 38 were child restraint citations. Safety officials say failure to use a seatbelt is the most significant factor in motor vehicle crash injuries and deaths in North Dakota. The traffic stops also resulted in 23 drug arrests, 6 DUI citations, 11 citations for distracted driving, and 3 felony violations. Later on Valley News Live at 6, what's being done to make sure the equipment used during emergency transfers is the best possible?
Saw some severe weather over parts of the valley this morning. Round 2 of severe weather just getting underway across the area. All the details on that, as well as a look at the rest of the next 7 days, coming up right after this.